Oh, welcome back to another episode of my Tulane Green Wave Dynasty here on College Football 25. Where in this episode, our number two Tulane Green Wave, we're going to be taking on the Arizona Wildcats. Um, Another Big 12 matchup. We are thankfully at least getting this one back at home. We have been mainly playing on the road this entire season, but we are at 9-0. Largely have had little trouble putting teams away. Uh, had a little trouble with Utah in this last episode. Really even matchup, despite us winning the turnover battle. Just had some problems on offense. We were not very good on third down. We were great on fourth down, but probably didn't run the ball as much as I should have. But it was a very, very hard fought win. But we did end up getting the job done. Catula was really solid, really did a nice job creating some big plays. Really was not maybe as close as the final score is indicating, us only winning by 8. They had a long touchdown with, roughly 30 seconds left, and we're able to close the gap. But yeah, we're taking on Arizona. So the Wildcats have been good in this series, but they're not having a great year. Just at 4-6, and that's after starting the season 3-0. They lost 4 games in a row. Have not really looked great since then. Did beat Iowa State. Lost to Houston, who's a top 5 team by just a 5-point margin. And then lost to Colorado by 4. It's really just this stretch, getting manhandled by Florida Atlantic, manhandled by what has not been a great Kansas State team, getting beat by a Utah team that just has 3 wins overall, but again, one that gave us some fits. Well, let's take a look at this Arizona roster and just see, just kind of take a look and see what they have, see what maybe we can exploit, and just see what their strengths are. So Neil McClure, I'm guessing, is their starting quarterback. He's the one at least listed here at the top. Let's see. He is their starting quarterback. 24 touchdowns versus 5 picks. He's been really good here as a first-year starter. Good athlete, great agility. Just a sub-average arm. Accuracies are in a pretty good spot, though. So he doesn't really avoid he doesn't break out of pressure and break out of sacks extremely well. But he's solid. Looks like they are without their top player here in Dontrell Valentine, who's got an Achilles tear. He is done for the year. Be interested to see, assuming we do a year 6, trying to take a look at Arizona and see how that 41 weeks Achilles tear kind of shows up for him. He may end up going pro anyway, though. So they got a pretty solid group of power backs behind him. They don't have a lot of that high-end explosiveness. The wide receivers look pretty solid. Kalu here is not very big or overly fast, but is probably a very good route runner, if I had to guess. But a solid group there nonetheless. Tight ends, very, very deep room. Probably too many tight ends, but they're full of good athletes. The offensive line isn't the best. We should have success against that offensive line, I would think. Defensive line, not very good. Should be able to run the football. Their linebackers are pretty solid, though. All good athletes. Toljan here is not a very speedy wide cornerback, to say the least. 6 foot, but 84 speed. He might end up playing in the slot more often for them. Do got some speed and size, though, on the outside. And the safeties are not very fast. So this is kind of one of those games that it depends on how what their play calling and stuff is like. But if they're pressing or trying to play in a box at all, they do not have the athleticism on the back end to really be able to run with us. And I think we'll do something a little different here. What can we maybe do? We rocked those a couple weeks ago. They maybe point out the All Blacks here would be kind of cool. I'm sure they've got a couple of cool uniforms. Ooh. You know what? We'll rock with that. Ours did stay the same. Okay. Yeah, excited. Also, from the Tulane perspective, you have the extra motivation in this game. You've been ranked number 1 here for a couple of weeks, and then you randomly drop after Georgia gets their big victory over what was a top 5 or 6 Florida team. Tulane is falling now. Back to number 2. Not necessarily saying I disagree with it, but I've kind of pointed at it, several times this year. I felt like in year 4, while we made the playoffs, I didn't really think we were a national title contending team. I think we had the benefit of playing in the American Conference. But I think we've shown this year, I think it's kind of the year we've taken that turning point step as a program. You're really hitting, with your Eric Browning, Trey Bueno, 2 guys that are very, very likely to leave school early after this season. Celeste Chen is now a 3-year starter, the most prolific quarterback in school history. Elijah Kilgo decided to stay for his senior year, a guy that was a day 1 starter out of our first recruiting class. There's a lot of talent on this team and had a lot of growth from different guys. Robert Lucian's growth as a true sophomore has been really interesting to see. Maxwell Jordan and Jeremiah Jolly, 2 other guys we got from that initial recruiting class, both locking down the safety spots here in year 4 on campus for them. It is a run immediately here for Arizona, and it is a first down. Earl Richardson, a nice job there on that carry. A lot just seems to really be hitting at the right time for this Tulane team. Can we avoid any letdowns here? It is going to be a game in the rain. RPO out to one of the tight ends. There is a flag on the play, though. Going to get called back for holding. Going to set up now a 1st and 20. Been very 2 tight end heavy here early on for the Wildcats. Underneath. Tight end probably could have gotten some with that. Instead falls down. Would have liked to see how dangerous this offense would have been with Valentine. Unfortunately, we won't get to see that. 2nd and 18 here. Taking for snaps, play action. Shot over to the left side. Knocked down, though, by Caleb Amerson. He's been really, really good as a true freshman starter on the outside. Really, the thing that worried me the most, get a nice screen play there. Almost get enough for the first down. McClure in Arizona has to punt it. But a really, really young cornerback group in particular has really been able to survive with the senior Jacoby Brissett. Those 2, upperclassmen safeties have really helped out, but gotten a lot of production out of Bickley. Amerson has been really good as Corey Doucette. Has a pretty nice punt return. We see Celeste Chen in this offense now come out for the first time. See how they decide to attack. Now, it's a lot of rain. Would not shock me. Maybe Tulane goes a little bit more run heavy this week. Peppers coming in motion. Chen takes the snap. Tries to get this Campanaro, but is going to get hit and knocked down. Joshua Ahmad got to him. Stick with that same look. Chen this time. Going to take it, set up a screen to Browning. Gets good blocking. Ends up getting a gain of 6 out of that before being tackled down in the open field. 3rd and 4. Chen takes the snap. Trying to throw a bullet over to Bueno. Gets knocked away. Great play there from the cornerback. Both these offenses have to punt to start things off. Tulane, despite the weather, throws it on their first 3 plays. Tried to catch Arizona napping on the first down, and then once that end up, becoming an incomplete pass, you kind of have to go against the grain there. Be a 1st and 10 now. Arizona back out, 3 wide receivers. This is going to be a read option. And it ends up being a nice play there from McClure. It's a first down. So far on Arizona's first 2 possessions, their very first play of the drive, going for first down. RPO, nice job out there defensively. Briscoe's been so good in the slot this year. Such a good tackler. Pass here again. Up off to the right side. Another good open field tackle there from Briscoe. 3rd and 2. Takes it. This was going to be a handoff, and Free could not bring him down. Now it's an explosive run. Golagala that time, first carry of the day, for a gain of 33. It's going to be a read option here again, and it's sprung. McClure gets another first down run. Arizona knocking on the door here early on. Quick RPO, hits his tight end in the head. Tight end was not ready for the quick pass though. A lot of quick passes that time. McClure able to throw it away. But yeah, that's one way as Ishmael gets back there that time. You know, that's one way to really kind of counteract a weaker offensive line versus what should be, you know, a good defensive line matchup here for Tulane. Quick passing game. And deep drops. 4th and 2. Arizona looking to take the first lead of the game. The field goal attempt is up, and it is good. So it is a 3-0 lead for Arizona. They've done a nice job, despite the weather here, of being efficient so far on offense. Tulane did not get a first down on their first possession. See if something changes here, as Doucette did not get a whole lot of room to operate there. Tulane was not good on 3rd down last week. This game being at home should help. Eric Browning breaks a couple of tackles, but is now going to fumble. Thankfully, Tulane does recover. Lonnie Torrance finally put a big hit on him. Tulane able to recover. Heck of a run, though, for Browning before that happened. Chen takes the snap underneath to Muhammad. Just a gain of 2 there. Set up another 3rd and short. Third and 4. Chen takes the snap. Campanero grabs it, gets up the field, gets the first down. Certainly looked like a game and a matchup where it looked like Tulane should be able to run the football. There's a carry for Browning. It's a gain of 8 out of it. To be at home sure is nice. I'll try to get that one quickly into Muhammad, but falls incomplete. I'll go 3 wide receivers. Got Campanero there in the slot. Going to be a carry to Browning. Cuts back to that open lane up the middle. Makes that for a nice game. Chen takes the snap. Got Campanero, beautiful ball, and Shane Campanero able to bring it in, his 2nd catch of the day. Ended up just being wide open over there as the cornerback stayed low. The safety didn't get over in time. Chen makes a really good decision there. Browning going to catch this halfback swing. Almost gets a first down out of that. Chen now looking good as Tulane moving it. It's a jet pass up to Peppers, who's got speed. Can't really do much, but does get the first down. Really aggressive there on that play. Trying to get after him. That'll be the end of the first quarter. Arizona up 3-0, but Tulane driving here. See if they can make something happen. Maybe take the lead, at least even it up. Gotten a couple of 3rd down conversions here on this drive. 1st and 10. Arizona 23. Handoff to Browning. Falls forward, gets a gain of 4 there, so nice job overall. Second and 6 here. Chen takes the snap. To get this up the middle to Bueno. He does not get in. His next touchdown will set the NCAA career mark. Oh, he might get it that time, but he did not. First and goal now from the 1. Going to take it. Handoff, buck sweep to Browning's actually going to lose a yard there. So far, Arizona trying to be very aggressive, getting to Browning. 2 tight ends to carry to Browning. He instead is going to take it up the middle and get into the end zone. What a junior campaign he is having. This run game has been exceptional all year after multiple years of being subpar for the most part. Selke's kick is up. It is good. 7-3, a 13-play drive there. Took off a lot of time. Tulane does take their first lead of the game. Nice tackle there. It'll be a 1st and 10 here now for Arizona. It's a handoff, able to break a tackle. The Arizona running backs have looked really good. Olagala and Richardson. 2nd and 1 here. He's going to go out in motion. They try to read it. Kill go all over that. It is a loss of 2 or 3 there. Going to set up a 3rd and 4. Really, really nice open field tackle for him. Try to run that swing pass that worked for Tulane on that last drive. 3rd and 4. Dump it off, need a nice open field tackle, and they got one from Free. Took over that starting spot as the 2nd sub-package linebacker from Kumar, who had a really rock-solid season last year. Doucette, there's nothing there on the return. Promise you, this is still a Tulane team that's going to want to try to attack deep. This is a secondary that should not be able to run with them consistently. Peppers coming across. Chin takes the snap. Dump this. Bueno gets it. Gets a gain of 6. Dangerous spot here for Arizona. Chin takes it. Get this to Muhammad, keeping him safe there. Peppers comes in motion. Another touch for him via the jet pass. He gets some blocking. Peppers gets to the outside, gets down the sideline, gets inside the 20. Finding an explosive play there for him. 10 now from the 18. Jen takes it. Gonna dump this off to Browning. Doesn't get much there, but a gain of 5. Ends up being a little more than what I thought it was. 2 wide receivers, 2 tight ends. It's a crack toss out to Browning. Just no blocking there. Also 3. We got 3 wide receivers. Muhammad comes in motion. Wide side screen. Muhammad's going to get the first down. Just charged ahead, but not really, I don't think, expecting to even get the first down there. Just wanting to play it safe. Chin takes the snap. We'll try to scramble. Chin gets away, and he's going to get into the end zone. He breaks the sack. Nobody else around, gets into the end zone. And Tulane now extending their lead in front of a home crowd. The former 4-star out of Hawaii has been a transcendent quarterback for Tulane. You know, you think back to his true freshman year, where Tulane could not run the football. Could not run the football. And it was not a successful season. made a bowl game, but ended up with a losing record. But you think back to how much of that offense was strictly on a true freshman, Celeste Chin. Look at how far this offense has come now, and he has been a major catalyst of it. Flag on the play now. Looks like another holding here for Arizona, digging themselves into a hole I don't know if they're explosive enough on offense to dig themselves out of. Three wide receivers. Quick pass. Great open field tackle there again. It's going to set up a 2nd and 17. McClure, 7 completions, have just gone for 32 yards. That's going to be something to help out Arizona there. Burnett jumps off sides. Second and 12. Take the snaps. He got somewhere to go with it. Being hounded. He's getting sacked. Angelo Ishmael brings him down. It's now a 3rd and 23. And it sure looks like Tulane may be sending pressure here. Going to be a run play wrapped up in the backfield. It'll be a 4th and 26, and Tulane, knowing they've got that 2-minute warning, are going to go ahead and take the timeout here. Give themselves at least a play on offense with 2 timeouts behind it after that 2-minute warning. Doucette's going to take this one right at the 45. He gets good blocking. He's going to fumble it, and Arizona recovers it. You are kidding me. Wet conditions have definitely affected Tulane. Their 2nd fumble, the first one they have lost, though, and it is a dead run up the middle and a great run. Richardson that time sprung a play. Now at the 2-minute warning, Tulane looked like they had all the momentum in the world. Now Arizona's got a chance to tighten this lead up here before halftime. Swings it out wide. It's a big possession for Arizona. Getting that fumble really helps. As Tulane gets the ball to start the second half, seemed like that offense kind of getting going. If they could have scored there, they might really being able to brace yourself for a blowout. Now Arizona's got a chance to really put themselves in a good position. That's going to end up being a huge loss of yards there. McClure probably should have just scrambled. Instead, just throws it way behind him through the running back. Sets up a large loss. Now a 3rd and 13. Tulane give themselves another chance here. It's going to be a sack. Lucien and Ishmael combine on it. They'll have to use another timeout here, unfortunately. But the defense stands tall. They'll have about minute 35 or so, roughly. Doucette gets an opportunity again, takes another big hit. So minute 40. And 1 timeout remaining. Chin takes the snap. Tries to wait for Peppers, who does finally break open, but Chin kind of ends up having to just throw it away. Chin takes the snap. Dump this to Browning. Gets tried to get a block there. Didn't really get anything from it though. 3rd and 5. Chin takes the snap. Gonna get this out to Peppers. He drops it. Peppers has had his problems here as a redshirt freshman with the drops for sure. He has made some huge plays at the same time. He has had plenty of drops that have really killed drives. Been such a great player, though, with the ball in his hands. You can't not try to give him the ball. 1st and 10. Arizona gets another chance at life here before halftime. They got all 3 timeouts underneath. That one almost could have been picked off by Kilgo. But it falls harmlessly to the ground. 2nd and 10. Trying to set up the screen. Kilgo, what a spin move there from Richardson, who gets out of bounds. Kilgo was all over him. That might have been Dolegala. The spin move right as Kilgo was just about to hit him. That's a shot wide open, and he misses the throw. McClure cannot do that. I don't know exactly what happened here on this play. Jordan covered the wrong guy, just miscommunication there. Created a void down the field. Thankfully did not end up hurting Tulane there. 2nd and 10 here, 57 seconds left before the half. Underneath this drop.
Ready, set. Let's go.
But Tulane get off the field here defensively again. And he's wide open, gets it to his man. Nobody running with him. They just couldn't quite get to him in time. He forced a miss sack. Just great play from McClure. Underneath. They take a timeout. Arizona taking advantage of Tulane making mistakes, drop passes, fumbles. Trying to put something on the board here. Throw that over to the right side, and it's Briscoe. Briscoe's going to take a chance here. He's going to get wrapped up at the 15. But Jacoby Briscoe makes a big play there as McClure gets greedy with plenty of time. Several downs, several timeouts to play with. Tries to throw this one to the back corner. Briscoe just undercuts it. He makes the bigger play. First and 10. Peppers comes across. Jen takes the snap. Gonna float this. Bueno gets it, gets out of bounds. Somehow does not get the first down there. Jen takes the snap. And he's gonna get sacked. Arizona this time calls the timeout. Trying to wait for a big shot down the field to develop there. Jen takes it. Gonna get sacked again. Just these long pass plays are just not working. Jen taking some shots. Really, really ugly into the second quarter here for Tulane. Not a lot of positives at all, to say the least. Barring something crazy here, though. Should at least go up 14-6, I would think, worst case. Let's see, though, if they can keep Arizona out of the end zone. Arizona has no more timeouts left to play with. Throws that one away. Yeah, really, really ugly second quarter here. For the second half of the second quarter, anyway, for Tulane. The fumble, the drop on the third down, trying to take a couple deep shots. The offensive line not standing up to what is not really a great Arizona defensive front. This field goal attempt is going to be wide right. Tulane does get a second. You even try to do anything? Safe bet will probably be not. Jen is taking some shots in this game. They are just going to hand it off to Browning. He gets a gain of 6. We go to halftime. It's a 14-3 lead for Tulane. Arizona has had opportunities. They have not been able to cash in on it here in Yulman Stadium. I kind of have my doubts with all the extra opportunities I felt like Arizona got in that first half. Don't really like their chances here. But Tulane really needs to respond. Again, really struggled there at the back end of the first half. See if they can create a little magic here. Start this third quarter. Maybe try to lean on this run game a little bit. 4 wide pistol set. Chen takes it. It's going to be a handoff to Browning. Good run. Gain of 8. 2nd and 2. Chin takes it, hands it off to Browning. Do a nice job defending it, though. They've done a nice job, really and truly, I mean, of at least kind of containing this rushing attack. 3rd and 1, Chin. 3rd straight carry there for Browning. It's the 1st down. That's a 2 tight end set. Finnerty is out there for the 1st time. He's going to get his 1st carry of the game and splits the seam there. Gets the 1st down. First to Chin takes the snap, tries to wait for that to work across. Bueno able to make something happen there. Somehow gets a gain of 7 out of that. 2nd and 3. Chin takes the snap. Gonna try to float this up to Bueno, who makes an outstanding catch. Just to go up and get it, playmaker. He's just insane. The best player in college football, should have won the Heisman as a sophomore. Broke essentially every national record he could last year. Outside of receptions, he was just exceptional. Chin takes the snap. I'm going to try to get this out to Muhammad, who does bring it in, gets a gain of 9. Little rollout action there. 3rd and 1. It's a handoff to Browning. He gets the 1st down. Starting to get going. Chin takes the snap. Going to try to fade this out to Bueno. Didn't throw it where he needed to there. 2nd and 10. It's a handoff. Browning breaks a tackle, still going. It's a gain of 8 out of it. He has really become a superstar. 3rd and 2. Chin sends Browning out in motion. They dump it off to him on the swing. Browning tries to charge forward, gets it down to the 1-yard line. Tulane trying to maybe put the exclamation point on this one halfway through the 3rd quarter. It's a handoff to Finnerty, gets blown up in the backfield. Chin takes it, dumps it off to Campanero, who is going to get stopped at the 1-yard line. Just did not get the forward lean he needed there. This time Chin takes it, going to try to dump this to Finnerty, who's going to get into the end zone. Going to count as a run, even though it was technically a pass. But they do finally strike, thanks to the halfback swing pass. Out on the left side, got the blocks he needed from Myrtle and Bueno out there. So 3 rushing touchdowns on the day for Tulane, since that one's technically going to go as a rush, but a 14-play drive. What a way to start this 3rd quarter. Crazy how efficient this offense can look when it's not trying to force deep shots, take what the defense is giving you, play underneath. Arizona, I feel like, has done a really nice job kind of playing off a lot of cover 3, a lot of deep stuff, not wanting the speedy group for Tulane to make plays. Robert Lucien, a great player. He is a force. 2nd and 14. It's going to be a handoff. They do a nice job getting to him. It's going to be a 3rd and 11. Arizona is about to be in desperation mode here. Moore takes the snap. They're trying to set up a screen. Got a couple of guys over there. Kilgo, Briscoe, free. Jolly, everybody was pretty much over there at the end. Arizona's going to have to punt it away. Jets just going to call for the fair catch. First and 10. So run to the left side. He ends up just taking up the middle on the stretch play. It's a gain of 4. Chan takes it. Campanero's got some room to work after the catch there. Runs over a guy. Then he takes a gigantic hit himself. 4th catch of the day, up to 48 yards. Chin sends Peppers in motion. He takes the snap. That could be a touchdown for Peppers. He brings it in. Tulane strikes for their big play they've been searching for all day. 28 now to 3. Tulane putting it on Arizona. Arizona jumped out to a 3-0 lead, and it has been all Tulane since then. Arizona had opportunities there late in the first half. Tulane making mistakes with drop passes and fumbles, but it ends up working out. Arizona needs a miracle here. It's an RPO. He does hand it off, and it gets blown up. Fuller and Cantu just machines there. Future NFL players for sure. 2nd and 11. Lord takes it. It's going to be a handoff. Really nice run there. Flag on the play, though. It's going to be another hold. Arizona getting killed with their own penalties. 2nd and 20. Got to set up a little tunnel screen here, and it does work pretty well. Almost gets all of that penalty yardage back. It's going to be a 3rd and 11. Can McClure find a way here as we're going to start the 4th quarter? Get a first down, try to get points on the board. Things are not looking good as of right now for Arizona. It would take a miracle. This Alessi Chan, this Tulane offense seems to be hitting their stride. The Tulane defense has been really good throughout the entire day. 3rd and 11 here. There, they run a screen. Amerson, nobody's there. Hyogo was coming on a blitz from the linebacker spot on that side, so there was nobody really there for Dolagala to have to worry about once McClure got him the ball. 1st and 10, they're going to try to set up another screen. This time the pressure gets to him too quickly. 2nd and 10. Play action. It's going to be a sack. Cantu makes another massive play there. This Tulane team is good. This is a good football team. Pass over, picked off by Bickley. Spin move at Bickley inside the 15, but cannot get into the end zone. But Tulane here set up to add to this lead. Bickley starting to make some plays here in the back half of the season. Looking really, really good. That was just a McClure just forcing something for no reason. Bickley all over it. Chin fakes it. Will throw the toss out to Campanero, but ends up getting hit there. Chin takes the snap. Underneath to Campanero, he catches that one. We'll set up a 3rd and 6. Or excuse me, a 3rd and 4. Set that one. Leslie Chin takes the snap. Gonna try to scramble out. He's going to get sacked again. Sean Cisco gets to the quarterback. Chin lay down a little longer than you would like him to there. Took another big shot. Helmke's field goal attempt is up. It is good. It's going to be a 31-3 lead now for Tulane. Bickley's interception set him up. Arizona's defense stood tall. Tulane able to add on some points there. 31-3 lead. First and 10, they got 3 wide receivers. At this point, McClure, you got to just start throwing stuff down the field and see if something works. And he's going to dump it off way behind himself here again to a running back. Ends up being a loss of 7. But what ends up being a rush attempt, which just hurts the running back. McClure has made a really bad decision with that now a couple of times. 2nd and 17. Underneath, hit immediately. Nice tackle there. 3rd and 12, a little over 7 minutes left. Down 4 touchdowns, you scored 3 points. It's not a very good setup. They are going to go for it here on 4th down. They set up the screen. It's now a 4th and 7. Take it, he's going to get sacked, Ishmael. Making his presence felt. 4 wide receivers out here. It's a handoff to Browning. Man, he is doing a nice job today. Just running with physicality. It's been very tough to tackle. Chin's going to take it here. Underneath to Bueno. They are trying to get that record-breaking touchdown. It catches 71 yards. Chin takes it. Try to bury this one in, and that's going to be the record. Trey Bueno, now your all-time NCAA career touchdown leader. 61 touchdowns. And if he wanted to, he could come back for another year of eligibility. Chin just gave him a chance. You're up big. Bueno brings it in, the record breaker. $38-3, and I think now you can officially start utilizing a lot of your backups. Let some other guys get a chance to play. They were able to get Bueno the touchdown record while not risking any more injury to him.
On the double.
38-3 is your lead. Underneath. Nice play there to the tight end. Of course, now they're playing against backups, still having their starters out there. Lucian is still out there, Hyde free. Kumar getting some extra snaps here today now. Flag on the play. Probably a hold. And it is. A lot of good players still out there on the field for Tulane, just a little inexperienced. Dumps this off. There's all over him. Nice open field tackle there from Hyde. 2nd and 12, less than right at the 4-minute mark. Nice screenplay there. Briscoe still out there making plays. Try to set up a screen. Wrapped up in the right at the line of scrimmage at worst case. Guys are flying all over the field still. Ficken came up and made a really nice play. Pickens was a guy I thought may have a shot at playing a little slot corner for us. But with how Amerson and company ended up playing there, and Bickley as well, Briscoe being so good in the slot, it kind of, hurt the long-term snaps that Pickens could have had. But I think he's going to be a player for us in the future. Really nice open field tackle there as Kilgo comes out for another snap. Arizona's just going to punt it away. Accepting defeat. Agbagu, freshman wide receiver, can't do much with it. But we are now going to get a first real opportunity to take a look at Jaquez Urbic. I don't think he's a long-term starter for us, unfortunately, just because of who he has in front of him between Sergio Fields and Celeste Chin. But Urbic is solid. I mean, a really, really good athlete. Great runner of the football as a quarterback, 97 carries. You don't really have to worry about him fumbling it, but a little bit limited with the arm. That is definitely a negative for him, but overall, really, really solid player. We'll try to get a little quarterback run game with him going here. Jaquez Urbic. Take the snap. He's going to get a carry. Got some explosiveness. Breaks a tackle, and look at Urbic go. Making a quick play there. A huge run. Breaks a couple of tackles. Shows off some explosiveness. His first real play ever. Outside of holding extra points, he gets a 30-plus yard run. Penalty. It's a run there.
Okay, ready?
That injury stops the clock here again, so we have to run another play before the 2-minute warning. It'll be a quarterback power. Now there's another injury on the play. Doesn't appear to be Urbic, at least. Urbic actually going to let him throw. He's going to get it to Myrtle. Got relegated down a little bit. And Arizona keeps having everybody get hurt. It's a bit weird. Third straight play they've had somebody get hurt. Just trying to keep it from people getting hurt at this point in time.
On the double.
Be able to run a lot of this clock down here. But yeah, another impressive victory here for Tulane. I mean, definitely seemed to be the class of the Big 12. There are a couple of teams that we have not played that look like they'd be really solid there as well. But a really, really strong victory here nonetheless. 38-3, you'll certainly take it. I feel like the offense was good. Obviously having some drops and fumbles in the first half, but were great in the second half. So it's hard to complain too much about the performance that we got. Defense was outstanding. I mean, got several turnovers, got after the quarterback. Finally, it took a little bit to get to that point. But after trailing 3-0 into the first quarter, it was a bludgeoning after that. Tulane went on a 38-0 run. We got to see Jaquez Urbic had a really nice play. Celeste Chin, I feel like, was really, really good today. 264, 78% completion percentage, 3 touchdowns. Thought the running game was solid. I thought Arizona did a better job than what I thought they were going to, trying to stop the run. But this was a game that was not ever really close. Neither team ran the ball exceptionally well. We were clearly the better passing team. Chin 24-31, 264, 2 passing touchdowns. Urbic 1 for 1 for 12. Technically, Chin had 3 passing touchdowns, but it's not going to show that way in the box score because Cordell's rushing touchdown was actually a pass. Celeste Chin did have a rushing touchdown as well. Browning got shut down a little bit, and again, Urbic got to show off the explosiveness with that 30-yard run. Bueno sets the record, 7 for 76 in a score. Browning and Campanero were utilized. Peppers hit the big play, did have a pretty ugly drop. So solid effort all around without it being a super explosive game. I thought the offensive line played well. Maybe didn't move Arizona around as much as I would like. Free, Jolly, and Briscoe lead the way there with tackles. Ishmael had 4 tackles for loss, 2.5 sacks. Cantu 2 and 1. Kilgo 2 and none. Lucian 2.5 sack. He had Fick and Toon and Free, each with tackles for loss. Interception, you had 1 from Bickley again and 1 from Briscoe. Guys have been really good. Sorry, I need to go over the Arizona stats. McClure, 22 of 33, 163, 2 interceptions, no touchdowns. Did not really want to press down the field at all. His longest pass came on a screen pass. I thought they ran the ball well whenever they handed it off. They just didn't do that enough, in my opinion. And then by the time they tried to start doing it, it was just, kind of too late. Dolagala had a really solid game. Looks really, really good for them as a freshman. Williams was okay, just not really a whole lot else there. Torrance ended up with 14 tackles, and I think he had one of the fumble force. Harrion had the other fumble force, but not a lot here, really and truly. They got after the quarterback a little bit with Harrion, Cisco, and Ahmad, but didn't create any turnovers. Just not really enough in the long run. And there's no way that we are not making Trey Bueno setting the record as our thumbnail player of the game. Have to see if we can get a. There we go. That ain't getting matched on. What a career. What a player. I mean, in all my time of playing the college football games, he might be the best recruit I've ever gotten. The single most impactful player I've ever gotten, because this was a team that was kind of lost heading into year 4. Thought we were going to be much improved from year 3 than what we were in year 4, but he just single-handedly dominated the Big 12. I mean, the American Conference. He was that big of a difference maker for us. Still going after a couple of quarterbacks. I plan on sending some of the younger guys. If we do press forward, I plan on sending some of them to the portal, giving them another chance to play somewhere as Ishmael. Big 12 Player of the Week. Still at number 2. So let's see what is going on around the country here. Week 11, top 25. We had Arkansas State over Southern Miss. Rice bludgeoning USF. UCLA over Washington. Kansas into the top 5, 44-21. And what was a really good, nice matchup there against Houston. I think Houston was up to 9th, maybe 11th. Big time game there, big time win for Kansas. Kentucky over Ole Miss. A&M over Missouri. Michigan over Michigan State. Oregon survives a trip to Wisconsin. Georgia bludgeons Auburn. Vanderbilt over Texas. Vandy into the top 25. Clemson over Va Tech. Kennesaw State falls at home to Jack State, but they stay in the top 25. Penn State big over Ohio State. That's a shocking score there. Nebraska over USC in another upset. West Virginia upsets Oklahoma State. We'll be taking on the Mountaineers here in our next game. Liberty over FIU. Tennessee over Florida. So Florida's now lost a couple of games after being very highly ranked. Against 2 very good opponents, though, in Georgia and Tennessee. Temple over Memphis. Iowa State upsets Colorado. And then Mississippi State over Arkansas. Let's take a look at the Heisman watch to see if we have somebody up here. We do not. Puglisi looks like he is going to run away with this. For Georgia, he is easily leading the country in pretty much everything statistically. For play of the year, I have not looked at this, but watch list wise, we do have Bueno is at least up here for the for player of the year, but not as high as he was last year. We're looking like we may win coach of the year. Quarterback wise, Puglisi do not have a chin anywhere on there. Lucian and Ishmael up for best defensive player. DeMello Jones, shout out Swainsboro. Got a couple of guys here for the best defensive back. Got pretty much the whole starting secondary, but don't have the leader there. Browning looks like he might repeat there. Bueno's actually moved down a little bit. Have to check out the stats to see how that's working out. Ishmael might win the Lombardi. Just kind of checking to see who we have. Ishmael in some of these competitions. Campanero is at least around the tight end market. Georgia's got 2 guys up there. Wow. Rolls Award may win that again. Lucian looks like he might run away with that one. Neighbors. Best punter, best returner. Probably don't have anybody here. Okay. And now, just so we can officially see it, the career national touchdown receptions leader is Trey Bueno. The next mark is going to be this receiving yards record, as we'll take a look at where he stands. So looking at 5,200 to get there, he is at 5,006. So looks very likely to get there. Let's take a look at the stats here, though, on the season. Celeste Chin, over 3,000 yards passing, 25 touchdowns versus 9 interceptions, doing a much better job, of taking care of the football. Had the really bad week 1. I've had some games here and there with struggling with it. But 3 out of the last 4, we haven't thrown any. We've got 5 games so far this year. We have not thrown an interception in, just that stinker a little bit there in week 1, in the opener, despite the big statistical day otherwise. Browning's been really good. Believe is the leading rusher, 12 touchdowns. Bueno's been exceptional. Pepper's been good. Campanero certainly has been involved. Browning and Muhammad as well. Offensive line has been good. Tackles, you have Free, Kilgo, Jordan, Briscoe, and Jolly, and Lucian leading the way. If you want to see somebody in particular, you can pause and take a look. Tackles for loss, you have Lucian, Ishmael, and Cantu now in the double digits. Lucian, Ishmael, and Fuller and Cantu leading the way with sacks. Briscoe, man, just what a year. 3 sacks, 4 interceptions. Really made some plays. Bickley there is tied for the lead now with Briscoe, Jolly, Amerson, Jordan, and Ficken as well. Let's take a look, because the guy from Georgia is leading the wide receiver of the year award. Kind of want to see. So obviously Bueno has come back down to earth from what he was last year. Is actually just 3rd in scoring. Where is Freeland? Freeland, 18 touchdowns. So that's kind of the marker right now. Bueno is behind him from that standpoint, even though he's got more receptions and more yards. But yeah, the next time we see you in this series, we will be taking on the West Virginia Mountaineers. If you enjoy the content, like and subscribe. Check out my Atlanta Hawks franchise and NBA 2K25 on the channel, along with my Seattle Mariners franchise and MLB The Show 25. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time.